Every decade, the British Film Institute's Sight and Sound polls hundreds of directors and critics to determine their favorite films of all time. Battleship Potemkin and Citizen Kane are unsurprising choices, as are the predictable titles made during the past 30 or 40 years. But how does one explain the appearance of Sunrise, made in 1927, just as talkies were about to change the nature of cinema forever? Practically everyone knows that RKO Pictures hired 24-year-old Orson Welles and granted him carte blanche to make a film of his choice in August 1939. He could write, produce, direct, or star in whatever project he chose to make, free from any studio meddling. Welles decided he would write, produce, direct, and star in the film. The picture was Citizen Kane. Less well known is the fact that such unheard-of artistic freedom was not unprecedented. It had been granted once before to another filmmaker. F.W. Murnau, Germany's finest exponent of mood and atmosphere, expressionism and camera movement, was imported to Hollywood in July 1926 after the phenomenal success of the American release of The Last Laugh. William Fox of the Fox Film Corporation promised and gave him complete artistic freedom. Fox told Murnau to take his time, spend whatever he had to, and make any film he wished to make. The film that resulted was Sunrise, made entirely without studio interference. It had been planned down to the last detail in Berlin before Murnau departed for California. The novella on which the film was based, Hermann Studemann's Die Reise nach Tilsit, The Excursion to Tilsit, was German. The script was written in Germany by Karl Mayr, the master of expressionism who had co-authored The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and wrote Murnau's The Last Laugh. The sets were designed in Germany by Rochas Gliese, who had designed Paul Wegener's expressionistic classic The Golem. Even Murnau's chief cinematographer, Charles Rocher, went to Berlin to join the director in working over the details of lighting and camera setups. No one saw the picture except Murnau, his two cameramen, and his cutter, until it was delivered to William Fox as a completed work. So, Sunrise may be called, strictly speaking, a German-American production. It is not only one of Hollywood's most ambitious projects, but one of the greatest films of all time. It showed what was possible near the end of the silent era, when doom-laden German expressionism was ingeniously wedded to Hollywood's technology and millions. The silent picture would soon pass into history, but with Sunrise, it reached artistic perfection. 13 days after its premiere, Warner Brothers released The Jazz Singer, the first part-talkie feature film. Sunrise is Murnau's masterwork, more powerful and advanced than either The Last Laugh or Faust. It is one of the most moving stories ever told on screen, a tale of temptation, reconciliation, re-sanctification, and redemption, told with a lyrical simplicity that gives it the timeless universality of a fable. As the subtitle of the film puts it, Sunrise is a song of two humans. Its protagonists are identified only as the man, George O'Brien, and the wife, Janet Gaynor. Most of Sunrise takes place outdoors, but as with Faust, it was almost completely filmed indoors, on stages with specially constructed sets and models, where Murnau could control every shadow, every nuance of composition, and all the intricate camera movement. The only set built off the lot was a rural village on the shores of Lake Arrowhead, California. It looks authentically German, but its setting is no place and every place. The other side of the lake, the route to the big city, was shot on the Fox lot. Legend has it that the circuitous trolley ride into the city was the result of Murnau's having to avoid shooting on the part of the lot where the great Tom Mix was making westerns. Sunrise premiered in New York at the Times Square Theater on 23rd of September 1927. It fared poorly at the box office, as did many of the late silents released during the advent of talking pictures. At the very first Academy Awards ceremony, which honored the 1927-1928 season, Sunrise won 3 Oscars. Janet Gaynor received the Best Actress Award for her work in Sunrise, Seventh Heaven, and Street Angel. Charles Rocha and Carl Strauss, 2 of Hollywood's most capable cameramen, received the award for Best Cinematography. Rocha had been Mary Pickford's chief cameraman for years and served as a consultant on Murnau's Faust at UFA Studios in Berlin in 1925. Sunrise itself received a special Oscar for Artistic Quality of Production, the only time this award was ever given. And although it did not win an Oscar, the film's experimental sound-on-disc orchestral score with accompanying sound effects by